Welcome back. Hello. We're wolves. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. You're out in this glorious spring meadow with butterflies flying by and flowers. So let's go around real quick, and we're going to describe our wolves. We're going to specifically describe our coat, our size, our scent, and our voice. Does
Mm.
anybody want to begin? Or should I call on someone? I can call on someone.
I had some ideas for my wolf.
Go for it.
Okay. So Briar's sort of a reddish auburn color wolf with like white patches around the eyes and lean and muscular, kind of middle sized, not big, not little. Um, but when I bark, it's kind of like a strangled, yelpy kind of sound. Like, I don't know, like something's off about my vocal cords. So, and was that all the things? The coat, the size, the voice,
The scent.
the scent.
The scent. Yeah. Wolves use
How
noses.
the wolf smells.
Yeah.
Kind of smoky.
Excellent. Who's next?
I have ideas.
I'll go for it.
So I think mine is jet black, except for a band of lighter, paler gray around like a collar that she used to be like, kind of like the necklace that she normally wears, but it somehow that came in and became a collar of lighter hair. She's on the smaller size for a wolf, so maybe like smaller than a German Shepherd, larger than uh, 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 smaller than a German Shepherd. We'll say. I can't think what's the next size down. Since she kind of smells like paper, like old paper, kind of that like if you've ever like made hamster bedding out of newspaper, that kind of papery kind of smell. And her voice is deeper than you would expect for a wolf her size. So it's kind of like a really deep bass.
Nice.
I can go.
Go for it.
So my wolf is kind of medium sized, and her fur is like the exact same color as her hair when she was a human. So it's kind of this like strawberry blonde, somewhere between this light, very light reddish blonde, and her scent is this is like, kind of the perk of being a little bit more magical from the start, is like the wolf form is like not that bad. Her scent is kind of clean, like freshly washed, and a little bit of that like top of a baby's head smell where you're just like, oh yeah. There's something just like good about it, that like when you smell it, it just feels good. And her howl is a little off-putting because it kind of almost sounds like a human imitating a wolf. There's a human quality to it that's a little freaky.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Strash.
So I think my wolf is kind of freaking huge. I've got like 180 pounds worth of like big ass wolf muscle. And I've got like battle scars, some of which look like actual wounds, like knife wounds or whatever on it, but some of which are clearly patterned, like I've been bit by something. I've got like dark fur, but it's not that pitch black quality that we've seen in some of the other wolves. Like it's got kind of like a reddish undercoat, and in particular, since we're just stepping out into like a sunlit meadow, where the light plays on it, there's like a red undertone. And my voice has like a weird ethereal resonant quality to it, where I think
It's
that
kind of like lingers in your body after.
yeah, and it you can like this is one of those, like when you're at a concert and like you're a little too close to speakers and it like resonates in your bone structure. It's got like a ringing quality that supersedes like normal audible range. So yeah, I think my scent. I think my scent has is reminiscent of like it's still got some of that forced pine quality, because I think he moved like he stopped like being part of civilization, and I think he brought some of the forest with him. But I think it's also got like just a in this sunny warm spring meadow, there is the crisp edge of snow and like hint of snowstorms coming, sort of like anchoring him to where we transitioned here.
Excellent. So I have a question specifically for this wolf. You said you have scars. So are you the same wolf from before?
I think I just walked myself into a trap, didn't I, Epi?
Yeah,
Let's think about this. I think since we don't know the past story, we're not sure yet. But I think that we suspected that may be the case. Is that fair?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is like Chekhov's gun, right? Like it's out there. I can't imagine we're going to ignore it. But let's just pretend that we are for now. That sounds
great.
Okay, so I'm going to go over a little bit of what some rules here, because this is going to help. I'm going to talk about how wolves communicate, because I'm just going to read right from the text here. Though the wolves cannot engage in dialogue as you or I would, they are able to communicate with each other with similar clarity, particularly on topics leading to immediate action. Wolf players are encouraged to describe how their wolves communicate, but should also make sure that the other players know that what the wolf is trying to say, and that their wolves comprehend it. And then basically, we can totally just communicate like normal, but and you can describe how that your wolf is actually saying that, but we won't get caught in any situation where your wolves can't understand each other because they don't understand the pantomime that you're doing or anything like that. Scent markings. Like the written word, wolves can leave scents in terrain for other wolves and similar animals to interpret. These markings establish the wolf's territory and how long the wolf's been by, and the likelihood of good prey in the area. Any wolf beholding the world, which is a move that you can do, that listens to their nose will discern these things from nearby scent markings. Howling. A wolf's howl may be an expression of affection, loss, or simply excitement. One wolf howling is likely to cause any wolf who can hear it howl as well. Thus, howling can also reveal the location and size of any nearby packs. Any wolf with a feral score, which right now is Strash, the rest of you have a feral of 0. Any wolf with a feral score of 1 or more must roll a blood result to resist joining a howl. So if you howl, Strash has to roll to resist it. When you howl, you must tell your fellow players what you're saying. So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm howling." You have to have something to say while you're howling. And finally, we've got some. We've got the moves that we can do. So you're out in this field, and your newly formed wolf bodies, presumably, you're jumping in. Well, what are you doing? How are you testing out these new wolf bodies?
Very clumsily. I think you're doing that. Okay, this is weird. Okay, well, how if I do, okay, that's how that works. All right, I can see. Or oh wait, what's this tail thing? Oh shit, I can't. All right, we're gonna try this. All right, I think we got it figured out. And then she like tries to run and do a couple other things. It's really quite amusing to watch for a few minutes if you're not figuring it out yourself.
That's good.
I think I just lay down. just kind of like overwhelmed of everything. Like, I just need a minute. Excuse me. And just lays there.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Misha, as you're going in circles, when you get to that point when you're running around, I think I just start running after you.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, that's what you do. And it's spring. And it's I think I for a moment get carried away with the being a wolf thing.
So I have a question here, and I think. Oh wait,
I'm gonna
go for
jump
it.
in.
You're gonna do it.
I think there's this expectation, right? Because like, if this were a movie, before we crossed into this realm, before we wolfed up and everything, this looks like that grizzly Wolverine character that's just like too old for this shit. But when we cross and when we become wolves, like everyone's like, oh, like we're gonna recognize these personalities, and nope, it's nothing at all like that. I think that this large grizzled wolf is basically like, finally. So like everyone's like run around as wolves. I think I just like charge right into the middle of that and like just jump into play and dive and do the like as like Misha's like, how do paw work? I'm like doing the play bow, like, come on, just run. Don't try and figure it out. Figuring out is human. Let's be wolves. Come on. I'll like nip at your tail and like run around and like pounce, so like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
Excellent. So, and I think both Emily and Strasher have kindly led me to this move here. So we're just going to put this out there. Wolves also communicate through play. Wolves eager to play face each other with their heads down and haunches raised. If you're going to wrestle, this is wrestling. If you're going to wrestle with each other, who's interested in wrestling with each other? Yeah. Okay. Who's wrestling with? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to do this one at a time here. Each wolf player who's wrestling needs to roll the dice. So why don't we start with Strash? I guess you kicked it off here. And there's if you got the PDF in front of you, this is on page 15.
It's
chart here.
Super blood die, I think, right? Because purple is wolf.
Yes, that is correct. But you have a 2 feral, so you always add 2 to your wolf. So you got a 3 blood. All right. So I'm going to just collect all of these results and put it all together. But because you got a 3 blood, you're unable to negotiate play and feel isolated.
Oh.
So choose one from this list.
Ooh.
You are not separated from the group. You do not suffer winter's wrath. You do not lose 1 feral.
Come at me, Winter.
No one wants to.
Okay.
You. Oh, bummer.
Aww.
So you choose one of those. So which one do you want not to have happen?
Let me think about this. Do I want to be separated or do I want to lose feral?
Well, 2 of the 3 are going to happen. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see.
I think I want to. I think right now I want to keep my feral. So
yeah.
So I can. Come at me, Winter is definitely one of them, and I'm choosing. I do not lose the feral. There we go.
Okay, good. All right, who else is rolling? Okay, go for it.
Sneaky wolfy wolf. Saw what you renamed yourself.
Okay.
As per the prophecy.
Am I rolling?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm double clicking on the tokens, but I can't remember how to do it.
No, you right click
Right
and you
click.
choose multi-sided and random side.
There we go. All right.
There we
great.
go.
Ooh, similar.
I
3
love
blood.
you can see the dice, but unfortunately they are so tiny on my screen.
Oh.
Like I love the graphic, but I gotta get uncomfortably close to my camera in order to see them. Someone else is gonna have to tell me what I rolled.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so you get the same result there. Those dice explode. I'm I'm trying to find my. Here we go. So you choose one from this list as well, Em. You are not separated from the group. You do not suffer Winter's Wrath, and you do not lose one feral. Minimum 0. You're lucky because you have a 0 already.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'll choose I'm not separated from the group.
Okay. And finally, I think Misha, you were wrestling as well.
Yep.
So you go ahead and roll. Oh, so this is how this works. Whenever you get a tie, it's a 1 result, which is a particularly bad result. But in this case, it's actually not that bad. So you get to decide whether you want the 1 blood result or the 1 wolf result. Anytime you get a tie, you get to decide which of those you want. The blood result is the same list as before, but you choose 2 from the list. The wolf result is describe how you play 2 roughly. Winter chooses a wolf at play, which may be you, and they suffer Winter's Wrath.
I will choose the blood result.
All right. So the list is you choose 2 from this list. You are not separated from the group. You do not suffer Winter's Wrath, and you do not lose 1 feral. I think you're pretty safe there because you don't have feral to lose at the moment.
Yep. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take the other 2.
Yep.
All right. So I think the way this works out is wait, do we have names for the characters here? Wolfie Wolf jumps into this group and
do we want to take a moment and just like find some signifiers that are maybe like based on our pelt / voice /
sure.
scent?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Do folks have ideas for themselves, or do we wanna like choose something for the other people?
I like choosing for the other people because it's how other people are identifying you.
Yeah.
By your scent and your markings. So I think choosing other names would be super cool.
Go for it.
I definitely who smelled of bonfire?
I think
That's right.
Um,
How would you feel about being like smoky or
Ashen.
Ashen? Ashen's a great name.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
I also like it because it's what was your human name was
Briar.
Briar. Yeah. Let's see, Strash, you were a big old scarred wolf. I think we should get something about like how you're.
I'm super tempted to call him Moon just for the hell of it.
You call him what? Sorry,
Moon.
Just for fun, but I won't.
I like something about your coat being patchy and scarred, and that's very easily identifiable of because it looks so coarse and rough.
Does Old Patch sound okay to you? Yeah, I'll be Old Patch.
Cool.
And Misha, what was your coat again? You had the collar. You had the cool coloring.
Yeah, it's like jet black with a lighter gray collar around the neck.
Would it be terrible if we just call you Silver because of that identifying marking?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Because like if you're jet black and you've got this like silver collar, then like obviously the one that you call silver isn't like pure silver. It's the one that has like, identifiable silver mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Karen, yours was kind of strawberry blonde.
Yeah, she's kind of blonde. She smells nice. Or her howl is unsettlingly human-like.
I was thinking we might call you Sunshine, right? Because we're in spring and you smell nice. And
Yeah, I was
kinda
thinking that or
golden.
like berry or something.
Something overly
Yeah.
cute. Yeah.
I love sun. I was gonna suggest summer, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like sunshine a lot.
Yeah.
It's great because it's at odds with your human past with this like call to the blood. And so it's like sunshine.
Nice.
Excellent. No, this is great. So, Old Patch, I think you jump into this as people are trying to figure out what they're doing, and maybe you're a bit too rough, you're a bit too wolfy, or you think, I remember what a wolf's like, and you actually don't. It's like when years later you get on a bicycle and you're like, you always remember how to ride a bicycle, and then you land on your.
It might take a couple minutes to
Yeah.
reconnect all the
So there's this meadow, and what I have to do now is, I think two of you I'm going to give Winter's Wrath to, because two of you weren't able to block that. So both Old Patch and Ashen get Winter's Wrath, and I think Old Patch gets separated from the group as well. So it's too rough. You actually, these newly born bodies aren't ready for, everything hasn't stitched together quite yet. So I think maybe Ashen, you hurt hind leg in the middle of tumbling over, and but as you go down this meadow and you're chasing each other and rolling over each other, there's a part that you weren't ready for. It was like a hill, but over the side of the hill it actually drops off precipitously, and it slides down into, because we're in the Feylands here, it slides down into like this dark cavernous area, and you can hear, do you make a sound as you slide down there, Old Patch?
I think I don't, because I am also sneaky wolf.
Right.
So I think that usually there's this like impulse to yelp, but I'm doing that predator thing where I'm like not showing weakness or the fact that I might get injured and or lost here. So I'm sort of trying to like land on all fours and be ready for what may come.
All right, excellent. So Old Patch disappears into the caverns and the shadows below, right? Like it just slides down the side of it. Started as a gentle slope and became dark and cold and stony. The rest of you are at the top in this shiny, sunshiny meadow. All right, so I'm just going to go over, now that we've got this danger in front of us, this problem, I'm going to go over a little bit of the rest of what happens here at the rules. You can groom. That's a thing to do. When you get together with the pack or groom with each other, you basically, wolves groom each other by cleaning their fur and teeth and any wounds they may have suffered. They reestablish their relationships. Grooming can only happen during quiet moments when the pack is at rest. An important thing to note, as the person running this game, I cannot endanger you after grooming. That's a thing that I'm not allowed to do, so that I can't, punish you for having done this wonderful thing that's grooming. When you groom, if you groom with someone that has more feral than you, you can gain feral if you choose. Also, when the majority of the pack grooms with someone who has Winter's Wrath, they remove Winter's Wrath. Now, Winter's Wrath is just a condition that says you've been... Winter's Wrath is just a condition that means that I have the ability to put you in more danger. You're vulnerable. So when bad things happen, I'm going to pick on you first. So it's good to get rid of Winter's Wrath. And finally, there are 3 moves that you will keep going to over and over again. The first is to behold the world, and that's the simplest. You just look out and see what's there. You look at it through the eyes of a human or through the various sense of a wolf. The second one is to face the perilous. Whenever something really bad is happening and is immediate, we roll on that. You don't want to roll on that. That's not a fun one to roll on. And the third one is to sate a hunger or bend the world to your will. If you're rolling on it and you end up with a wolf result, you're sating a hunger. If you end with a human result or a blood result, you bend the world to your will. Whew. All right. So, Pack, you're at the top of this hill. Very silently, Old Patch slides down into the nothingness below. What are you going to do?
I think I would try to howl to Old Patch
Oh.
so we can see where he is.
That's good. All right.
And I have a little trouble because my voice is like scratchy and gravelly and not quite clear. So it sounds like I'm yelping.
Sounds good. So what do you howl? Because that's the important bit here, is that you always have to tell us what you're saying when you're howling.
Where are you? I'm saying, where are you? Where'd you go?
All right. So everyone else can howl if they want, but they don't have to, because you all have feral scores of 0, except for Old Patch, who may have to howl, but can also just volunteer to. What do you... let's first find out with the rest of the group if you've joined in the howl.
I think Sunshine joins in the howl, but is it's kind of at the end, as others might be saying, like, where are you? Are you okay? She's like, this is not what I expected. What is happening?
That's great.
Yeah, and I think Silver is like, dude, where are you? What happened? Where'd you go?
All right. Old Patch.
Before I roll and before I know what I'm saying, where'd I end up?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Mr. Winter?
Yes. So you've rolled and just slid and slid and slid down, and I put you in Winter's Wrath as well. So I think you're banged up. Certainly, again, because these newly formed bodies weren't ready to be all beat around. And it is dark where you are. And you know what? I think if we should do this before you answer the howl, I think you should roll to behold the world. Because whether or not you're able to rely on your wolf senses is going to matter here. So
3 wolf.
3 wolf. Oh, good. So I should describe the world in loving detail, taking care to impress upon you an appropriate sense of safety or danger. There is danger. It's dark. It's almost too dark to see. You can hear dripping water. You can feel moisture around you that may be your own blood. You're not entirely sure. But you can also hear and smell something in the darkness. So 3 wolf means you can choose 2 questions from this list, and the list are: what do my eyes tell me? What do my ears tell me? What does my nose tell me? And what do my instincts tell me?
I'll pick 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly the first one's going to have to be nose, because if there's something in the dark, my eyes ain't going to help. And the other one's going to be my instincts, right? Like if there's a thing in the dark, not only do I want to sense it, to get some hint of what it is, but I also want to know, like, what's the gut check?
Yeah, right. So the scent here, as you smell the... Okay, so one of the scents that you smell is actually... okay, sorry. You smell fish. You smell like pulled from a river and laid out and recently, not rotting, but freshly killed fish. But on top of that, you smell the smell of a wolf, but it smells like it's so old it makes you want to sneeze, right? Like it's this very, very old wolf smell. And it is all around you, like something that has just lived in this cave for a long, long time. All right. So your instincts tell you that you want to be away from here, that this is not a place you want to be. Although, like, Yeah. All right. I'm going to say the instincts tell you that you want to be away from you. You want to get out of this cave in particular. And if your wolf acts on this and you get a wolf result of 3 or more, you get to add 1 to your feral. So keep that in mind. This is because you choose your instincts.
I actually have a question for you. Is this
Yeah.
wolf? Is this ancient wolf scent familiar in any way?
Yeah. Yeah, but not that way.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah. No, it's good.
So I think
let's get back.
I think I have to
Yeah,
check. I have to check
Yeah.
if I howl back or not.
All right, go for it.
Oh, I'm trying to click on the the Twitch. Hang on, screen. Ooh, interesting. This is probably not good for me. So I rolled, but I'd
You
have
have
to add
to
my
howl.
feral. Yeah, so I have to howl.
Yes.
So I think. Man, do I go with the oh poops, I'm in trouble, help, or do I go with the stay away? Yeah, I think I'm
One moment. You still have a choice here. I'm sorry, because you have both. You're both wolfy, but you can add 3 to your blood because this is if you're trying to be sneaky and deceptive. That is what your character is able to do.
Think I am totally going to do that because I realize that I've dropped down and there is this thing here, but it's been in the dark and it's been blind for so long that that I'm gonna trust in stealth. I'm gonna trust in stealth to get me out of this problem rather than calling the pack and potentially endangering everyone. So yeah, I think I'm gonna quelch my wolfy instinct and I am not gonna be like the one wolf in Zootopia. And I'm gonna keep it quiet.
Good. But that doesn't mean the rest of you don't hear anything because there is a howl in return, a deep, sonorous but you don't this does not sound like Old Patch, even though you just know Old Patch just recently. And it just, it just howls out, "Welcome, friends." And of course, Old Patch, you hear that echoing all around you in this cave. And it comes up from below in the valley below. So yeah, there's that. What do you do?
I turned to him. I'm like, "That wasn't Patch."
Yeah, I'm like torn between feeling encouraged by the welcome and totally creeped out. Tail is down. I am not sure what to make of that.
Yeah.
That didn't sound like a friendly friends.
I think
Creepiest friends ever.
I think Old Patch is just GTFOing. I'm a sneak the F out of there.
All right. So one of the things I should point out is that whenever you want to jump into Behold the World, that's always a good one to roll because that always repositions where we are in the fiction and whatnot. But right now, I think, I'm gonna okay. So Old Patch, you're trying to sneak out, right? You're trying to do this on the sly, and the sides of where you are to get up the sides of it. There's just loose stone, which you'll kick loose, and you start trying to climb up the side. You can pebbles start to fall, and you know that you can maybe run up. You can see a little bit.
No,
but you're not. No,
I don't think we're doing that. I'm a wolf.
Okay.
And this is a cave structure, right?
Yeah.
So this is the wolf version of the old follow the torch trick, which
Okay.
is because when there's an opening, it's going to create a draft. So like it's the whole like follow which way the flames are going kind of thing. But the difference is that what I'm actually doing is just padding through the dark, and I'm smelling the fresh air for the exit, right? So like I'm trusting to my wolf senses, and I'm trusting to stealth, and I'm basically playing on like the echoes of like the tiny scratches that claws leave on stone to sort of like guide me. And I know that I'm playing a game with something that's had like centuries to build up the same skills.
Yeah.
But I'm trusting in the totem and the curse and the howls of my pack to guide me.
So I think we're going to face the perilous here. I think that's what's happening.
Of course
here.
we are. And this is like
Yes.
the not fun roll. Let's go.
When danger has befallen the pack, Winter should ask them which among them is most vulnerable. I think that I know the answer there. Those wolves and any suffering from Winter's wrath must roll. So in this case, it's going to be both Strash and both Old Patch and Ashen that have to roll here because you both have Winter's wrath. So which of you wishes to roll first?
I'm happy to go first if that's okay.
Go for it.
I want to meet my destiny on the road here. Let's go. Hey.
Oh.
That's a 2 wolf. Well, actually, maybe it may be one human. Let me double check what the results are. 2 wolf.
Yeah. I was gonna say you probably want 2 wolf on this one.
I if I may suggest.
Yeah.
The outcomes are you suffer harm and retreat to safety, or you are unharmed, but the peril has the better of you, perhaps making more of the pack vulnerable. I think what's going to happen is maybe I might be able to get away for now, but it takes me a while to navigate, which means that whatever this voice was is not focused on me; it's focused on the other howls. Does that sound fair?
Sure. And so you're doing you are unharmed, but the peril is the better of you. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Emily, you want to make a roll? Oh. So that's 4 blood. Oh, you're muted there. Sorry.
All right. So what are my choices?
So your choices, you choose 3 from this list. And I think the list changes depending on you have 2 or less ferals, so it's a longer list.
Is it the facing perilous list?
Yeah. So it's the blood one. So the result of the pack is, or the rest of the pack is not put in peril. You do not suffer harm. The peril is vanquished, but I'll get to that one in a minute. And no one is separated or given Winter's wrath. And then finally, Winter does not have to teach you a harsh lesson and give you 1 feral. And you are choosing 3 from that list. But you cannot choose the peril is vanquished. That's an ambiguity that is going to be cleared up in the Kickstarter version. In order to vanquish peril, everyone who's rolling needs to have something that allows that to happen. And that is not the case here.
All right, so I picked 3 from the list.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to say no one is separated or given Winter's wrath. The rest of the pack is not put in peril. And I do not suffer harm, which leaves the peril is vanquished as not chosen.
Yeah.
And since my feral is 2 or less, Winter does not have to teach you a harsh lesson, and I get a feral is in play.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
So
okay.
I'm going to teach you a harsh lesson and give you a feral. So let's fast forward in time because we're covering quite a bit here. There's the slow, quiet climb out of the cave that Old Patch does, while I assume the rest of you are at the top of this glorious sunlit, dappled meadow with the butterflies hanging around, smelling the sweet fey air. And then as you howl, this thing keeps howling in response and is following you up the, Old Patch can sense it following out the cave the same way. So when you're waiting at the top to help pull Old Patch out, you don't see Old Patch, but you see another older, like the skin is like hanging off of this thing, and it just looks like like it's falling apart practically, climbing up out of the cave with these blind eyes, and at this point, I think it's calling you its children, right? Like, my children have returned, and it. I guess in order to teach you a harsh lesson here, Ashen, it grabs you. Like you were going to reach down and maybe pull Old Patch out. For the rest of you that are up on the menu, you just see this. It's a little bit bigger than the rest of you. You see its jaw come up and grab the scruff of Ashen's neck and pull Ashen over the edge there. So you gain 1 feral, Ashen, and what are we doing?
Oh God. I'm gonna try to grab Ashen and keep her from being pulled. Just gonna be kind of painful because it means that I'm gonna be pulling from the other end.
Nice. And I think, like, at this point, also you've been sneaking out as well. So Old Patch, you're present.
Oh, in which case, whatever this terrifying mother/father of wolves monster is, I think it's got a huge, massive, battle-scarred wolf on its back, savaging the back of its neck, and pack attack, let's go. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I
Probably,
think
yes.
I'm going for the trying to nip at its ankles while Old Patch is like clawing on its back. It's like, no, let go of my friend, biting at its ankle.
Hamstring.
Right. So we're facing the peril again. So this is what happens. Again, when danger befalls the pack, Winter should ask them which among them is most vulnerable. Those wolves and any suffering Winter's wrath must roll, unless another wolf is able to, and willing to roll in their stead. So first of all, who's most vulnerable here? I think we know, but if you guys have...
Probably Ashen,
Yeah. So also, I'm going to, again, Old Patch and Ashen both have Winter's Wrath. So you're both rolling.
Can I tank this? Like, I think, like, I'm actually, like, obviously my pack is helping, right? Like, we've got...
Right.
We've
but
got...
you want to roll in Ashen's stead, right?
Yeah. If anyone's going to get hurt, I'll take the hit. Like basically, I want to hurt this thing enough that it has 2 choices. It can let go and face me, or it can just get mauled. And so I'm if it faces me, that's fine. I know it's bigger than me. I know it's tougher than me, but that this is why I'm here.
Sure. If the rest of the people are down with that particular action, go for it.
Can I add a little detail as it's holding me? I'm thinking that, my hair was kind of a brownish red. Can where it's holding me, the hair start turning gray and so I'm like turning more ashen, but it's like it's sort of getting in me somehow.
I'm digging this.
Yeah.
Watch out. But yeah, that sounds amazing with the massive attack going on and
all right. I'm gonna throw some bones. Let's see how bad this is. Not that bad. That's like a 3 wolf, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm running feral, and this is not sneaky. This is outright combat.
Yeah.
Same
Same options as before.
What do you folks feel like? Do we wanna face another round of wrath and remain unharmed, or do we wanna chase this thing off? And so Epi, if I choose like I am harmed, but we retreat to safety, does this mean that this thing is like wounded, it'll run off to sulk and like lick its wounds and leave us alone for the moment?
Yeah, you'll be safe for the moment. That's the whatever that looks like, how that pans out in the fiction. Yes.
So secretly, having played this game before, I know that you've got 2 ticks of life here. So let's put bullet in that Chekhov's gun. I'd like to get harmed, but chase this thing off if possible as a group. Actually,
okay.
Let me verify this. I get harmed, not the rest of the group. Is that correct?
No, yeah, you get harmed. You get harmed.
I'll take it. Yeah, this is good.
Okay. So when you suffer harm, you have 3 options. The first one is each scar is a lesson. Describe how your wolf is permanently marred and then either gain 2 feral or lose 1 feral. Once you have suffered this harm, you may not suffer it again. 2, the toll of a careless life. Describe how your wolf has lost either an eye or a limb. Once you have suffered this harm, you may not suffer it again. 3 is meat and bone. Describe how your wolf has suffered a fatal blow and passes.
Oh no.
No. I think it's cool. I think I'm gonna lose an eye.
All right.
Yeah. I think that there's this like moment where I'm facing this thing and like it like I grab on and it like whirls around like I'm on its back and I'm like chewing on its haunch and it actually like grabs my face and it's like, I'm gonna really hurt you unless you let go. And I'm like, come at me, old wolf. And it hurts. And I'm still glaring at it defiantly out of my 1 remaining eye. And I'm just like, all right, you want to chew on my face? That's cool. I'm gonna chew on your spine. And I definitely think there's this like massive, like bloody, like mess with some teeth remnants. Actually, it looks a lot like the scars on my side. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, like the whole pack is in there. You're nipping at it. You're worrying. Trying to. But yeah, you get on top of it, and I think in order to get you to retreat to safety, I think it starts slipping back down the side of that slope, and then the rest of you run off. Does that work? Is that cool with everyone else? All right. Yeah. So you. I think you run for a while and you run to the meadow's edge and into a woods and further deeper into this woods. And I think because this is a Fey realm, as you go through the woods, it goes through like the seasons. So like it's got all these blossoms and buds on the trees, and then they bloom into flowers, and then they fruit and or whatever, and then it's fall and the leaves are falling, and I think you stop at fall before you get to winter itself. And so all around you, it is like an autumn forest, and the sun is laying low. So yeah, I have a suggestion for you here. You're totally welcome to ignore it, but this is a good time for grooming. If that's a thing you want to do.
I think we'd want to try and help old Patch a little bit and rest and gather ourselves.
Yeah. All right. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to rest. You're going to clean each other's fur and teeth and wounds. Anybody that's involved. Anybody who's involved can take 1 feral because old Patch has more feral than everyone else. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I would point out that feral just saved everyone's life. And also, anyone who has Winter's Wrath right now can eliminate it. And I guess I'm keeping that, so I'm going to remove it for you. What's this like? What's this grooming like?
I think for Sunshine, it's kind of frantic. She's scared and is grooming old Patch in a very not not frenzied, but yeah, a very kind of frantic manner of like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Are you hurt? What hurts? Tell me what hurts. And is grooming in that way.
Nice.
I think Silver's taking a more methodical approach to it. Like, all right, let's triage. Like, what's the worst? It's like, all right, we're gonna rely on our training. We can do this. This will be fine. It'll be okay. Calm down. Hey. Oh, that looks really bad. Let's not poke that.
I imagine the two of us are fighting a little bit because you're trying to like slowly, methodically assess the situation, and Sunshine is just like bounding all over and licking everywhere.
Don't lick
That's
that.
Oh God, what was that? Is that okay? Am I okay?
I think there's this this is the old, at first the old Patch is just like quiet because like I'm hurting, but I think like in particular with the I'm sorry Karen, but like the very puppyish like, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay? I think Patch is like I think what he's trying to communicate like is like stop, like, or not stop, but like I will last till morning and the woods stay with the wolf. Is kind of what I'm trying to get out there, right? Like so I'm just like, it hurts, but I'll be okay long enough to make it. Like don't think that I'm done. And I think one of the things is like after like I gather my breath and my strength enough to like stop shaking, because this was, despite the fact that that old Patch was all like grr arg, it's not like grr arg because it's fun. It's more like all the adrenaline is wearing off and my muscles are doing that shaky thing. So I think at that point he'll actually probably head over to like Ashen and be like, let's see if the wishbone maneuver hurt our friend, kind of thing, right? Like I'll be all right. Let's look at our friend. So
Cool.
Excellent.
I feel like I'm kind of really interested in wolf contact. Like that was really freaky, and I know that something got done to me, but I don't know what it was. And somehow I'm not really hurt, but my friend was really hurt helping me, and so I'm like just trying to feel like I'm gonna choose to gain that feral because I'm like grounding into the wolfness.
And I totally think that Silver's like, hey, you've got spots. How'd you get spots? What the hell are spots? What do they smell like? Ooh, those smell funny. Ooh.
I have a question about like beholding the world, because it's like some magic affected me. Would this be something that Sunshine could sort of investigate with her knowledge of the arcane or something, or
maybe some instincts?
Yeah. So before we do that,
Karen was interested, but I was curious how that would work. Like, us magic.
Yeah, we could totally behold the world here. Before we do that, though, I just want to check to see who's interested in gaining one feral. Anyone? Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. Now, so let's behold the world. So anyone who wants to can roll to behold the world right now. But should we start with Sunshine?
Sure, yeah. Let me find the right tab.
Oh, okay. So that's automatically, it's a tie, but we add one feral to the wolf because that's what you got. So you have a 1 wolf, but you can make it a 2 blood if you're specifically investigating this supernatural aspect of things.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So 2 blood means you get to ask from these questions. What should I be afraid of? Who is vulnerable? What do they want from me? Where am I most advantaged? Who is in control here? And what is most valuable here? And we can interpret that as it fits the situation. You get to pick one of them.
I think, where am I most advantaged?
Oh, excellent. I think, okay, so we were describing the changing color of the fur, right? On Ashen. I think you know that this is whatever this old wolf thing was, it has put a bit of its magic into Ashen's fur here, which means you specifically have I mean that's a thing you know how to deal with. That's a thing you know you can actually get back to the old wolf that way, right? Like this
Right.
is total sympathetic magic from your youth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Who yeah, anyone else want to behold the world? Oh,
I'm interested in hunting a little bit. I don't know if anybody else is. I'm trying to find some animals to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious about what the hell's going on here. It's like, all
Yeah.
right, so what was that thing? Why is that thing?
yeah.
What the? Yeah.
So give it a roll there, Silver. Oh, that is, and you've got one feral, so that is a 4 wolf. That's great. So you get to choose 3 questions from this list. What do my eyes tell me? What do my ears tell me? What does my nose tell me? What do my instincts tell me?
Let's go with instincts, ears, and nose.
All right. So instincts, ears, and nose. All right. I'm going to go with okay, I got the order here. All right, we're going to go with nose first because I think we can push this. It's a crisp autumn wind, but it's also a crisp autumn fey wind. So, you can smell a little cider, all these delicious tones, and but also faintly on that wind, you catch a scent that is familiar to you, and you're sitting there and you're thinking, what is this? What? And then you realize that it is a scent that you remember from the village and from the panicked parents, right? Like you actually smell the scent of the child that was stolen by the Fae, and you can catch that on the wind. What you hear very faintly in the distance is a hunting horn, as if the Fae are gathering for a hunt.
Oh, good.
And your instincts tell you that time is of the essence. You got to get rolling. You got to get something done quick here because you don't want to be wolves during a hunt. And that was it, right? We got all 3 of those.
Oh,
All right.
instincts. Oh, no, you did a thing. So,
Yeah.
is the smell coming from the same direction as the sound?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm like, yeah, y'all. I think the kid we're looking for is this way, and like turns and we want to run from the guys over there. Just throw that out there. They're not good. Yeah, they're come. Yeah, we should get going. Like
Excellent. So
Actually,
you set out, I assume?
Can you run without food? Like, are you good to go without eating?
Oh, you're mute.
If when I hear that we have that Silver got the scent of the child and that there's danger, I'm like, forget about my belly. So I'm gonna is there a roll I have to make or something to ignore my hunger? Because I think I am hungry. Okay.
You're good for now, but we can definitely.
I'm just thinking about it. My wolf part is like, oh, I gotta eat something soon.
Yeah.
Because I think all the fear and the adrenaline and stuff just sort of dropped my sugar. So, but I'm on the track, following on the track.
All right. In the interest of time, we're going to again flash forward. You've ran over what seems to be like a whole year's worth of running, right? Like it's this weird Fey time thing. Things change around you, and the whole way through, there are deer There are like rabbits. There's just all this wonderful prey animal that just, they sometimes run out in front of you as if to mock you, as if to offer up, but you don't have the time. You have to follow this scent. And you come across another, opening field, tall grasses, and before you is this shining castle with the tall towers and like just straight out of like Cair Paravel, right? Like this is like Narnia style, and with pennants flying off of the top, and you come upon what appear to be a bunch of knights, but instead of wearing metal armor, they're wearing armor made out of like wood that has been, shellacked and made all shiny, and they look human, but they also look otherworldly. They look like obviously these are fae. And there is a tent out in front of the castle, and in this tent sits on this throne this child that you're seeking, who is watching with a bunch of people in finery, watching a bunch of woodland animals doing mock jousts, like raccoons with squirrels on their backs running at each other, and they're laughing at what's happening. And that's what you come across. I want to know what you do when you see this.
I expected the situation to be more dire.
Uh,
Sunshine is taken aback and is reassessing.
Are we still in autumn, Epi?
Yeah, sure. Let's say it's still autumn. You've gone a whole year.
Damn. It's awesome.
Oh, and obviously sitting at the right side of this child is the Earl.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I can't ignore that.
So I'm hoping this is okay with folks. I'm hoping that we see this, but we're like at the edge of the field, kind of hunkered down, checking this whole thing out. Like that's how I'm envisioning us, like sort of like, so what do we do now? Do we want to try and grab the kid? Do we want to try and walk up and introduce ourselves? What's the plan here, Pack?
Well, the kid's practically an adult, so we could. He doesn't look freaked out. I guess we could try talking to him. Will he even understand us?
I mean, yeah. It's a Fey world. Everyone understands each other.
I think I'm with Sunshine on this one. The kid's clearly ensorcelled in some fashion, whether it's actually changing their opinion about whether they want to go back or not, I don't know. But yeah, if you're ensorcelled and you've got a bunch of Fae things next to you, how do you think they get the squirrels and the raccoons to do what they're doing? They got to be able to communicate.
I mean, to be fair, that looks really entertaining. You don't need to be ensorcelled to want to watch a squirrel raccoon joust. I also find it fascinating, and I don't feel ensorcelled. Am I ensorcelled? I mean,
I don't know.
right now.
We can
would
link
know
you
if
to
you
make
were
sure you're not.
You would be the one who would know if we were ensorcelled.
I don't think that we're being ensorcelled. I'm just saying that is something that any child would probably find cool, and they could just be making the kid happy without magic.
Actually, I have a question for you specifically, Sunshine. You've got essentially like the most ethereal, mystical connection of all of us. What do your instincts say about any and all enchantments placed on the kid?
I think that there are enchantments. They're oddly caregivery, like making sure that they're not hungry. It's kind of like the kid got like all their shots for surviving in the Fey world. There's no weird little things that are going to sneak in and like mess them up somehow. Like they can, if they've eaten, obviously they're going to be beholden to all types of things, but they're not going to be poisoned somehow by eating the wrong combination of foods in weird Fey trickery ways. So they've been taken care of, which then makes me realize that we have not had our shots to be in the Fey world. I'm like, oh, didn't realize we needed vaccines to be here.
Wait, wait, what? We need vaccines?
No,
What?
everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just
That's why we eat the bone carvings, because whatever's done to the wolf, we shake off if we make it out. We just got to make it out.
Just don't breathe deep of anything like pollinated.
I've heard stories about this pollen.
Yeah. We don't need to go through it.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
We don't need to review the pollen. The pollen of rippling pains.
So we've got City Wolf here that likes people and talking. Do we want to have an emissary? Like maybe Fighty Wolf, City Wolf, or I can try to be Sneaky Wolf.
I'm feeling tempted by those squirrels, so I want to like hang back.
I'll go up as Magic-y Wolf.
So
with
Spooky Wolf, City Wolf.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
By our powers combined.
We're going to roll to sate a hunger or bend the world to our will. That's what's happening here. When the pack wishes to sate a hunger, seize what they desire, or accomplish something unnatural for a wolf, have the wolf with the highest feral roll, and it's just the two of you doing it, right?
Yeah.
If more than one wolf ties for the highest feral, the wolf you can choose amongst each other. I think you both have a feral of 1.
Correct.
So one of the two of you are going to roll. And I would recommend picking the one that you think can use their blood bonus the best, because you can choose to use that one or not. So who amongst you?
Trying to understand humanity's minds, ish.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like my bailiwick more than spooky bailiwick.
True.
But I can make an argument for spooky bailiwick too, because it's Fey and magic.
It is Fey. It is the Fey world.
I think specifically, in my mind, if you're talking directly to the child, it is City Wolf. It's Silver. And if you're talking to the Fey, then I would go with Sunshine. So tell me what your tactic is, and we'll go with that route.
I don't think the kid has the power here, so I think this is talking to the Fey.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So what do you give me an idea of what happens here? You the two of you step out. I think some squirrels fall off their raccoons and start to scurry away because 2 wolves came out into the field. Yeah.
I think Sunshine does, in movement, does some almost kind of bowing a little bit and some sniffing, and is kind of trying to be very polite and greeting in an honorable manner. Also being very careful of her words because she doesn't want to fall into some type of promise. And is going to say, we are here to return the child to their human family.
All right.
So this is totally normal. We're here to take the kid back. No hard feelings. We're just going to grab the kid, be on our way. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll those dice then.
Cool. Yeah, this is definitely going to work. They.
Oh, wow. It definitely is.
Damn.
Yeah. You got this. You got this. Believe, fam.
Yeah.
So you added 1 to the die for the feral, to the wolf die. That gives you a 3 blood, and you can add up to 3 to your blood for dealing with the supernatural. Let's do it.
All the blood.
Choose 2 from the list below, or 1 from the wolf list. Probably this list. So this is. Oh, I'm sorry. Choose 3. Sorry, I read the wrong result.
And this is bend the world to your will. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. choose 3 from the list. I want to seize upon the advantage and turn it into success, and modify the environment to my advantage.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm definitely the rest is definitely happening. Oh, I can choose 3.
Oh, you can choose one more.
We do not earn Winter's Wrath.
All right.
So someone
excellent.
may be in peril, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's very perilous. This is all bluffing.
So, okay, so you modify the environment to your advantage. So I guess what this probably looks to me is that you're doing something mystical that they weren't expecting from a wolf, right? Like, what are you doing to make them?
I'm opening a door home. I'm trying to get us out of there as quickly as possible. So like there's kind of a shimmering behind us where I'm just like, we're just going to take this kid and pop out immediately. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, excellent. I am taking your feral away because that is something I can do. I think because you're doing
Fair.
a tremendously non-wolfy thing here.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I think. Do you just, does Silver snatch the kid while everyone's paying attention? Then everyone goes running through that portal. Is that how that works?
In theory, that would be totally fine, and everybody would definitely get home safely. But I can't guarantee that. But that is the plan. Is
Then
in the surprise of like, hello, we are here to get the child. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Is we just grab the kid and bolt.
Then you seize upon your advantage and turn it into success. Wonderful. You fall back out of the fire into the middle of winter moments since you left. There's the kid who is putting fire out on their clothes, a little shocked by what's happened. The 4 of you are wolves. You get to regurgitate this totem.
Fun.
And we are going to roll to see if you can turn back to human.
This will definitely work. I was looking at these options before. They do not. There are not like good options here.
No. All right. So who would like to roll first? No, the bonus here is that I don't think any of you ate any food that was handed to you. So you all get +3 to your blood die. So it's a good chance you're going to become human.
Mm-hmm.
Who would like to roll first?
Sure. I
Go for it.
Really like my books back. Please, thank you. Oh, that's not.
All right. So it's but you add 3 to the blood die.
Oh, there you go.
And do you have feral?
I have 1 feral.
Okay, so that result is a blood of 2 or more. So you return to your human form in waking life, but run with the pack in your dreams. Yeah. Who's next?
I'll go next.
All right.
As a point of note, since this is a weird mystical effect, would Karen get to add +6 to her blood?
Absolutely.
Actually, I'm going to go last because I think she's
Sure.
wants to make sure that everything is going to work okay, and she just feels more tapped into the mystic. Not that she could help, but she's like, I want to make sure everybody else gets out okay first.
Yeah, no, that's totally sunshine.
Yeah.
So who's next?
So Epi, just double checking. Did Ashen and me also make it out of this gate, or are we in a jam?
I mean, I assume you could run for the gate. And in the interest of time, I can say that unless you totally want to be like, hey,
just double checking. I didn't want to be like, oh yes, we also make it out. It's totally safe, right?
I mean, most of you made it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can.
Part of you didn't make it out. I don't know.
Yeah, we could look at this result of this roll and make a decision about that.
All right, let's. I'll throw some bones.
Yeah.
Well, now I believe that is a 2 wolf for me. Oh wait,
yeah,
human. I might be 1 human.
You might. It's a tie, right?
It is,
And-
but I
and
have
then-
2 feral, but we
Yeah.
also get +3 blood if we haven't eaten anything
Yes,
fed to us by
it
hand.
is. Oh,
But is that
oh.
+3 a must or a may?
That is an incredibly important question. You may. Do you want to? That's your choice here.
Let me check my outcomes real quick. I'm gonna be cheesy here. No, I think it's the same. You know what? I love this character who never quite who has been through this twice now, but never
Yeah.
quite makes it fully back. So I think I'm gonna take my one blood result.
Nice.
Oh, no.
So
Hang on, I
you
was using
return.
space bar, so I just zoomed right through the document. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to read the
Yeah.
result for us, Epi? Thank you.
You return to your true form and find it unfitting, forever shunning civilization and human companionship for the simple comforts of the wild. Which, yes, that's very appropriate for old Patch. All right, Ashen. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I thought I unmuted it. Here we go. Wow, so many ties.
Okay, so
I've got-
you have.
2 feral
All right. So you can.
and
So you have a
Oops.
2 wolf or 1 blood choice here.
okay. 2 wolf or 1 blood.
Yeah.
I think I want to remain a wolf.
Oh,
actually.
all right.
Yeah,
Now,
and I think
are you stuck in the Feyland as a wolf, or have you come
I
out
think
as a
I
wolf?
do end up getting stuck in the Fey world. I think that the whole like the animals around and like it distracted me enough that I didn't make it back through. So I'm and
You are
that-
hungry.
I was hungry.
Oh no.
Squirrel! You literally did, Squirrel and George.
Can I add a sad thing? I think that Sunshine looked
Please.
back. Because again, it was trying to get everybody through. She looks back and sees you distracted and is like, don't have time, and leaves you.
Oh.
She makes the choice like, I can't call to you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't help you. You've turned away from the human world, and so she leaves you.
Excellent. So that result is you remain a wolf who will howl each moon to recall the time you were not so. Sunshine.
All right, let's see how this goes. Should be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be
Should be. I mean,
Oh, you're fine.
no, I'm fine. Pfft, everything's great. This was
So
easy.
yeah,
I
you
don't know
return
why
to
I was
human
so
form.
scared. Tries to brush it off like this was no big deal, and she was never panicked at all or totally freaking out and regretting the whole thing. It's like a kid after a roller coaster who was like, "Oh, actually, that was super fun, and I wasn't scared at all."
Yeah, you were just screaming your head off like a little girl. It was fine.
I was just screaming the whole
Yay.
time. It was fun.
I want to know if you keep your transformation.
If I keep the bone, yeah, because I think it was a family heirloom. It goes back in, in a special box somewhere
Nice.
to be used again by the next person who will be called for it.
Thank you all for playing Wolfspell with me.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Thank
Uh,
you.
It was fun.
Yeah. Oh man.
We should do little outros, but I lost my. I don't know who goes first. I think it might be Karen.
It's Misha.
Oh,
I don't have the list.
You can see it in the Zoom group chat.
I'll go first.
Mine
Right, first
reset because I lost
I'll
it.
request it.
Oh, gotcha. I'm Misha B, Black Girl Gameworks on Twitter, BG Gameworks, or New Agenda Publishing. My latest offering, we're finishing up a rune. doing some editing and artwork and all that fun stuff, getting that back. And so hopefully that'll be done soon and I can get it off to the printers and life will be cool. How about you, Emily?
I'm Emily Caraboss, and I have a bunch of games you can find at blackgreengames.com. Check them out, and I'm thrilled to be here and excited for the Wolfspell Kickstarter starting tonight. Woo!
Yeah.
And next we have, who's in the order? Strash, what are you up to? Tell us about.
Hey, I'm Strash. At Strash A on the Twitters. I guess the hot new topic, which is up, is Band of Blades is getting a full book work.
Yeah.
So all the Blades Kickstarter backers should be getting an updated PDF sometime in the next couple of months. I want to thank Karen here, who's our editor, for working super hard with John LL, who's the other half of Off Guard Games, and we might actually have a Band of Blades game coming to actual play. I'm just saying. So that's all the exciting news for now for me. So Karen,
it will happen.
the voice of Sean.
Creepy voice.
My voice. It speaks prophecy.
Hello, I'm Karen 12s, K12s on Twitters. I am super excited for Band of Blades. It's been a fun read. John and I are powering through getting it to lay out, and I'm just gonna be super excited to see that. I also had a book come out in fall, Improv for Gamers, which is the kind of workbooky thing based on the workshops that I teach for gamers, right? I'm like, hey, we can practice all these fun storytelling skills like through actual improv, and as a way of kind of teaching it more physically as opposed to just reading and talking about it. And that's out. That's a thing, and it's very exciting. And that is being put out by Evil Hat. So that is all of my stuff, and I will kick it back to you, Epi.
Well, hello. I'm Epidiah on Twitter, and obviously my big thing is this Wolfspell Kickstarter that I keep talking about. So this very game we're going to publish as a album cover, a trifold old record album cover, illustrated by Shel Khan, who's a wonderful illustrator who has the most epic proggy metal album cover. Like, I wish I could share the thumbnails with you because this is just amazing. It's going to be just a huge, it's a trifold, so it's 3 feet by 1 feet. Like,
oh my God.
It's going to be gargantuan, gorgeous. Just buy it and hang it on your wall. You don't even have to play the damn game. And that's launching tonight at 10:34 p.m. When the super blood wolf moon arrives, 10:34 p.m. Eastern time. And that's the big thing that has taken over my life. So thank you. And thank you everyone for watching us and joining us on this Sunday morning where we all wolfed. I think that's right. That's a verb, wolfed.
It is, sure.
It is now. Play us now. Should we end on a howl?
Oh, God.
I think maybe.
It's happening. I'm sorry.
All right.
Everyone in chat,
Doing it.